Well, good morning. We'll get started here in just a moment. In the meantime, have a cup of coffee on me, Mr. Keurig. We'll have a little bit of fun with this for this Sunday morning. It's been a while since I've been on live Sunday morning. I had some time this morning after checking for any storm damage from yesterday's abhorrent rainstorms last night. All is okay here. At least at the house, it's been mission accomplished. So have a cup of coffee, I'll get back, and we'll have just a little bit of fun this morning with Mission Impossible Chromebooks. Dun, 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 dun.
Listen, the birds are singing. The spring is finally here. My broken heart is gone.
All right, let's see if we can have some fun with this a la Mission Impossible. Good morning, Mr. Huntless. Hope you are doing well. Yesterday was a bad day for the Impossible Missions Force. I had to stop in my local Walmart to get my car serviced. It needed a new battery. Walmart said it would be at least 2 hours. That in itself was somewhat suspicious. But wait, it's Walmart, so it's not. So to kill some time, perhaps the word kill is a bad word to use. So to spend some time at Walmart, I browsed by the electronics section at Walmart. And in a sea of Windows laptops, there were only 2 Chromebooks. That in itself is very suspicious. Why would there be only 2 Chromebooks in a sea of Windows laptops? Oh wait, it's Walmart. Maybe that isn't too suspicious. Your mission, Mr. Phelps, should you choose to accept it, is to find out who has been stealing all of the Chromebooks. This podcast will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Just a joke. I was in Walmart yesterday, and there were 2 Chromebooks. Considering this is a steel mill town, and not really designed for, how should I say this, high electronics intelligence, as it were. It was nice to still see Chromebooks in a local Walmart. I have 2 of them. They work very well. I was talking with a friend of mine from Cheyenne, Wyoming last night, who has multiple Chromebooks. Who knew that people in Cheyenne could be that smart? Just a joke to my good friend in Wyoming. And we talked about Chromebooks and how well they've operated. They've been around since 2011. When we've talked about some of the misinformation out there and just some of the flat-out lies about Chromebooks. Now, Chromebooks still may not be for you, but if you haven't already tried one, all of the new Chromebooks manufactured 2024 and on will give you 8 years of support. That isn't bad for a machine starting at about $200 all the way up to whatever you want to spend, up to $800, I believe. I have multiple Chromebooks. I don't really use laptops that much anymore, so I don't really use the Chromebook that much more. I use them sometimes. Usually in summertime, if I'm cleaning the garage, cleaning the car, and I need some background music or listening to a podcast, I'll have the Chromebook in the garage attached to a Bluetooth speaker. And it works very well. They are super fast, reliable. There is no maintenance with these. Either they work or they don't work. They're super fast. Somebody said that theirs was not fast. Well, then it's defective. If you have a Chromebook that's fairly new and it's not running right, try the power wash, meaning to reset everything. Reboot, log in again, then see what happens. So Chromebooks are, by their very nature, are designed to be fast. Period. Even the low-cost ones. All right, time for another sip of coffee. I know instant coffee machines generally don't have the same texture flavor as freshly brewed coffee, as it were, but they are so convenient. They really are, especially when you're too lazy to do it the other way. Anyway, have you seen the latest Mission Impossible movie? I have, and it's definitely fun to watch. I don't recall seeing any Chromebooks in the movie, but still, Tom Cruise is nuts. He is fun to watch. Well, let me see what other Chromebook news we have. This is a mission I have chosen to accept. Again, welcome to this podcast. If this is your first time here, glad to have you aboard. Well, judging by what I see just briefly browsing the news on Chromebooks, looks like a lot of back-to-school specials for Chromebooks in general. Again, starting at about $200. I don't really have a particular favorite when it comes to Chromebooks, except for I like the ones that have two speakers for better sound. Mine has a touchscreen where it folds in half and you can use it as a huge tablet. Don't really use that feature that much, but something with decent sound, for me at least, is definitely a must if I'm going to listen to a podcast or music or whatever, if I am not using my Bluetooth speakers. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go out and buy and try a Chromebook. See what you think. There are the Windows users that are just stuck on that, the millions out there, and that's fine. There are the specific Apple users that they will buy Apple products no matter what the cost, whether it's a MacBook, iPhone. They're good products. I am not one of those customers. Then there are those like me who are willing to try something different. And maybe millions of you out there who are willing to try something different at a reasonable cost. Now, maybe you have heard of Linux. I've heard of Chromebooks. Maybe some years ago you saw those wonderful commercials by Microsoft comparing a speedy Chromebook to Windows 10. Although I will say Windows 11 is fabulous. It really is. So the local Walmart had two Chromebooks in stock. One was a Lenovo. The other one was an Asus. I believe they were both priced less than $300. And I would say that is the sweet spot for these machines, somewhere between $250 and $400 for the masses. If you are a gamer or need something more powerful, you can certainly spend more money. I don't do that. But the fact that there were two Chromebooks in a Walmart in this relatively small steel mill town is quite amazing. Now, I didn't ask. There was nobody there in that department yesterday morning. I did not ask how many that they sell. Has anybody inquired about them? I don't know. I wish there was somebody there I could have asked, but there was nobody there. So I don't know if they are selling here, but they've been around in this market for a few years now, so that's a good sign. That means that they're selling some of them. Just don't know how many. The fact that Walmart was able to get Chromebooks, I suppose, is mission accomplished. All right, let me see what else I can browse for Chromebook news. If you're watching this, it's your first time here, please say hello in the chat. I do these relatively short podcasts at different times to catch people around the world who may not have a chance to say hello. Maybe the next one I'll just pose a question. Are you happy with your Chromebook? I'll do a little poll and maybe go from there. So I'm looking at this here. The Acer Chromebook Spin for 2023 is an almost perfect mid-range Chromebook. Interesting. Almost 5 stars out of, well, 5 stars. It says speedy performance, good looking, and feeling touchscreen, sturdy hinge, strong battery life. I think most of them have strong battery life. The cons of this are, oh, the speakers are quiet. Oh, okay. Limited availability. Keyboard feels a little bit stiff. I'm not too picky about a keyboard as long as it works. But this is the Acer Spin. It does look nice. It does look premium, though. The Acer Spin 714, an almost perfect mid-range Chromebook. Okay. All right, so we've talked about Chromebooks having an AUE and expiration date in terms of having official updates. You can check the Chromebooks update on Google's Chromebook website. And like I said, the ones that have been manufactured out of the factory 2020 on give you 8 years plus of official updates. And even if they expire, you can still install something called Lacrosse that we have talked about to keep your machine running past the official expiration date. One of my Chromebooks, the Acer, expired last year. The one with the excellent top firing speakers, really good speakers. I was able to install Lacrosse. The Lacrosse is the browser that separates it from the rest of the machine. So you can still get security updates for the browser. You won't get any more feature updates for the machine itself, but that's okay. So I use it mainly for catching the news and playing music. So just because a Chromebook has expired, now when I mean expired, it isn't that you dropped it and you broke it, and that's really expired. But if the official updates are no longer available, you can still use the Chromebook. You do not have to throw it away or anything like that. Just keep that in mind. All right, a quick look here in the chat. It looks like there's a few of you this morning browsing in. If you want to say hello, I have a question, please do. If you are new, just say hello. We're all friendly here, no matter what you use. Last night, chatting with my friend from Wyoming, we had talked about different things, including Chromebooks, and how really I think they caught us by surprise. Again, these machines started back in 2011. And to be honest, back then I really didn't think much of them. But boy, have things changed in a very short, 12 years. Chromebooks work, they are affordable, they are an alternative. Easy to use, one of the easiest Linux-powered machines that I've ever seen. And the best part, there is zero maintenance. Like, they update themselves. All you got to do is let the machine update, reboot, and that's it. Either they work or they don't work. There is nothing to fix. Literally zero maintenance. Unless, of course, it's defective or you dropped it or something. But that's true with any machine, right? If you drop it, well, all bets are off. I enjoy mine. Quite happy with them, and it's not really was I expecting for a Linux-powered standard machine for the masses, but nobody else has stepped forward to have something that's affordable and reliable. I was looking at a list of Linux-powered machines that were recommended, and these were between $1,000 and $2,000. Well, that's Apple MacBook territory, and we already have that. We don't need any more of that, so that's why I suggest you accept this mission to try a Chromebook. You know what's amazing? The Acer machine Chromebook that expired last year, I think it's 6 years old now, is still holding more than 80% of its battery charge. That's pretty good.
Gli amici sono amici fin quando tu gli dai, ma quando tu non hai, non ti guardano in faccia e vanno per le strade.
All right, I am halfway down with my cup of coffee. I'll stick around a little bit more, a little bit longer till my coffee is done, and we'll wrap it up. Stick around a little bit more, see if anybody wants to say hello in the chat. Gee, a lot of shy people this morning. Don't be shy. Accept this mission to say hello, Mr. Huntless. All right, so here in the chat, I posted a link that has a list of the Chromebooks with the expiration dates. If you're interested in buying something on Amazon, there's a lots to choose from. And I think to make this easier for consumers, Amazon should post the expiration date on some of these machines, or at least, or maybe all of them. But if you check this link here, those of you watching this podcast, you can find out if that particular model you want to buy will expire soon or not. Now, if you're buying something used for less than $100, that's a different story. But something new, again, if it's manufactured from 2020 on, 8 years of support or more, that's entirely up to Google. But, 8 years isn't bad for any machine of official support. So I challenge you to try a Chromebook. If you don't like it, send it back. So I think once this post-pandemic summer is over and people get stuck at home, we may get more interactive engagement for at least some of these shows, some of the videos. I know many of you are enjoying the summer as much as you can, as I am. So, as well, you should be with your friends and family post-pandemic and not be here. Though, if you're here, of course, you are always welcome here. I wish Chromebooks came with a cup holder for my cup of coffee, like something to the side, waterproof. That would be fantastic. Hey, what can I say? I'm Italian, eh? Maybe I could send a suggestion to Google. Mr. Google, this mission, should you choose to accept it, is to install a cup holder, in a Chromebook. Of course, the keyboard's got to be waterproof. Da-da-da-da. Sorry, listen to my dad's song, the Oh Hey I'm Screwed song. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Never get tired of that song. Anyway, a little more cafe. There's nothing like morning stretches for my long legs after cutting grass yesterday. Yes. Speaking of Chromebooks, I really do need to update my Chromebooks. Maybe I should do that now while I'm waiting. Spin is in the house. Spin Viking, good morning. How are you? What it is. Yeah, I should grab my Chromebook and update it. Shouldn't take long, like maybe 4.2 seconds, you know. What's new, Spin? Can Chrome OS Flex be tested in GNOME boxes? I have no idea. Do not know. The best way to truly appreciate or not appreciate to test any OS is a full install in a separate machine. That's the only way you're going to be able to tell for sure. Like I have. And it's been a very pleasant experience. So, yeah. My personal favorite machine ThinkPads are Lenovo's ThinkPads. You can get one for about $200 on Amazon. You don't need anything fancy. You know, I think Chrome OS requires, 4 gigs of RAM. You should get something with more, like 8 gigs of RAM. But you don't need anything special or new to install Chrome OS Flex. And really for the masses who don't have time, you know, you can get a new Chromebook for the price of a used laptop and be done with it. You know, what's the return policy on Amazon? Like 30 days or something like that, maybe longer. So yeah, just pick one that you would think you would like. Try it out. And if it's not for you, send it back. Here where I live, there's a close local UPS drop-off location to send stuff back to Amazon. So it's not that big of a deal. So if you are not a tinkerer, just buy a new machine, you know, and go from there. Just make sure it's a fairly newer one with 8 years of support. You know, years ago, back in 2016, with Ubuntu, before they switched to the not-so-friendly GNOME desktop, I thought that would have been a good candidate for a Linux machine for the masses, an affordable machine for the masses. But once they switched to the GNOME desktop, all bets are off. That was disappointing. Few distributions have done well with that. One of them is, of course, Zorin, Pop OS. But for the masses, I probably would not go with the GNOME desktop environment, GNOME shell. It's just not as user-friendly or as fluid as, say, the Mate desktop or the, you know, Chrome OS environment. Anyway. Yeah, you installed Windows 10 in GNOME boxes, but yeah, again, once again, to truly appreciate an operating system, it should be a full install. I don't really mess with virtual environments anymore. You know, after testing Linux since 2006, I think I've tested just about everything I need to test and talk about. It just seems surprising that since 2006, Chrome OS and Chromebooks would be the flavor of Linux for the masses that would be affordable and reliable. So be it. Here's a Chromebook. Lenovo discounted from $319 to $179. It's a touchscreen. Again, a pretty good deal. So all of you consumers out there, Mr. Huntless, as I joked about at the beginning of this podcast, this mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find out who's been stealing all the Chromebooks at Walmart. There were only two in the sea of Windows machines. Oh man, it's gonna be hard going on a wine diet for a while. I blew all my budget fixing my car. Oh well. Water and lemon will work. Or not. All right, I'm just about to the end of my coffee cup. Anybody else wants to say hello or anything? So I think in Mission Impossible 8, Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, saves the world from an evil AI by using the world's fastest Chromebook, shielded from malware, ransomware, completely secure, and call it Mission Impossible 8 Chromebook. Just a thought. All right, I will stick around for 5 minutes and we'll wrap it up unless somebody new stops in and wants to say hello. Oh, I got a reminder on my phone. Oh, my T-Mobile bill is due in 2 days. Thank you, T-Mobile, for reminding me. Very convenient having a T-Mobile store close to home. All right, take care of that later. The T in T-Mobile stands for Terminator. Thank you, Arnold, for stopping by. I should stop back at Walmart when somebody's in the electronics department and just kind of say, hey, what can you tell me about the Chromebook? Just to see if anyone out there has a clue. But anyway, just a thought. What you say, Spin, the basic function is there, but you can't custom. Yeah, the Chromebooks, Chrome OS, were not meant to be customized because the more you tinker, the more of a chance of breaking something, right? So they're not meant for that, which is exactly how they should be. Again, the Chromebooks are just a choice, just like any other Linux powered OS. It's a choice to use it or not, as it was designed. But yeah, when I use my Chromebook, the last thing in my mind is customization. I just want it to work. I want it to be fast. I don't want to go into the terminal. I don't want to fix things. I don't want to solve puzzles. I don't want to have issues with sound or video as I did with Ubuntu. I just want it to work. I want it to turn on, update, reboot, go. I don't want to spend time customizing because that I can do on a separate, like on my Linux Mint, for example, if I so choose to. But the Chromebooks were not designed for that because they're not designed to break. They're not designed to be tinkered with. And that's why I think they've been so reliable and so successful. They just work, you know.
Sono niente, proprio niente, senza di te. Niente, io sono niente.
All right, so we've come to the end of this for this morning. Start my day. I hope you accept this mission to at least try a Chromebook. And if you don't, your Windows machine will self-destruct in 5 seconds. No, it won't. I hope not. It's funny, I got a call yesterday from my friend Barb. Help, my Windows 10 is acting funny. I think it happened after an update. I said, look, your machine qualifies for a free upgrade to Windows 11. It's going to run faster, better. Just do that. Well, you're going to have to help me. Absolutely, but not this month. I'm busy. Okay. We'll do it next month. But yes, I hope you choose to accept this mission to try a Chromebook. And then let me know. I will post a poll sometime in the future. Are you happy with your Chromebook? And just be honest about it. Yes or no, maybe. And we'll go from there. But millions of users can't be wrong with their Chromebook. All right, so if that's all we have for this one, thank you so much for stopping by and listening to this. It's always a pleasure. Enjoy your summer if you live on this side of the world. I know I got some friends in Australia. I believe the seasons are reversed. When it's summer here, it's winter over there. Take care. Arrivederci.